Can We Talk, the interview? Here with our boy, everybody's boy. This is Orlando's boy at this point. JaeSun Muzic. How's it going, bro?
What it is, bro. You know, good? I mean, you know what it is, man. You know, one day at a time, or, you know, whatever catchphrase people say.
You know what the fuck going on. You know, it's just the Orlando thing. But before we even get started with JaeSun, I do want to mention that this is going to be our first time actually seeing us and whatnot. So what we're doing now, we talk so much about let's put on for Orlando. Let's showcase the artists. Let's make sure there's a platform. So we want to go ahead and interview everybody. And of course, I had to make sure you were the first interview because we, especially like me, the producer, we done watched the growth from way back. We're going to talk about from back then in a second.
Man, here we go.
But just the growth to have the platform, just to let everyone know, express yourselves. There's a lot of people who unfortunately don't even know that you exist out here. Everybody knows JaeSun, but not everybody knows JaeSun Muzic. So what we got to do now is introduce them to it. So if you had to give yourself like a quick bio, who is JaeSun Muzic?
JaeSun Muzic is really, it's like me as that boy that came up, like the way I came up. Like I came up in the hood, poor, with my grandma, no mama, my daddy went around, my mama went around, you know, and just making those decisions and growing up feeling like my back was against the wall and rebelling against this and that and getting in trouble. So it's like, that was like JaeSun. JaeSun is like, as I got older and as I evolved and as I started looking at things, hindsight, seeing it clearly, seeing what's going on in the community, seeing what happened with me, seeing what's happening with so many other people, and like figuring out a way to talk about it and be honest and open about it, but also to provide solutions. And what we need to do as individuals, as a community, just to put some light on it. That's why, because my name is JaeSun, JaeSun, but I changed it to JaeSun for the JaeSun, which is basically, when you think of alchemy, it's taking that darkness and taking those things and putting light on them for the purpose of growth. So that's really who JaeSun is. Just process everything and now giving it to you in a way that you can process it, making it relatable, and that provides solutions for anybody. Because we all done been through just maybe unique versions of the same thing.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing that I always supported because, again, like I said, I'm one of the people who witnessed the growth. I've witnessed the old party head,
alcoholic,
and some. I ain't gonna say all that. Now, you know, that's your life. But just we done seen the messy. We done seen but it's just like it's so much growth in that. The fact that you like put everything into the music, where even if you're not necessarily saying this is my mistake, you'll say stuff like this is a potential mistake, like avoid this path, you can overcome, like we can all be great. Like you praise a lot of, not so much praise, but you bring light to a lot of the darkness, like where it's just like, I understand your struggle right here, I understand this is what you're going through, but we can't get through it, we can't overcome. And especially in a city like Orlando, where granted it's hella talent here, hella artists, it's a lot of the shoot 'em up, bang bang type shit. Like you're literally walking clean away from that. Like I can honestly say I've never heard one of those bars from you. Like you're not actually perpetuating that culture. You're not pushing that image. Like no part of you is saying you have to do this. And granted, there's some dope artists that do it. Like I'm not shunning them at all, but you make sure that you have that opposite. You have like even like Smoke is the same way, where he'll talk about it, but he'll also have the solution on the other end of it.
Shout out to Smoke, my dog, personal homeboy, and one of my favorite artists. I mean, period. Out of all the artists I listen to. But it's like, so I came up and I grew up in the hood, but I did grow up with my grandma. So my grandma did take me to church. You know what I'm saying? And my grandma did like do her best to keep me out of those situations. When I got to a certain age, then I went out there and got in the streets for myself.
Got reckless.
But I can't say like that wasn't my foundation right away coming up. Like my grandma, she showed us a lot of love, you know what I'm saying? And she did her best to keep us out of that path. But she can only do so much when she working 2 and 3 jobs. And we don't have no male presence. I don't have no male presence in my life like that. So I got to go out here in the streets because that's where we all at.
Exactly. And that's all you see at that point.
So it's like being fortunate enough to have that and then going and getting into that life. You know, I've been arrested for cocaine. I've been arrested for weed. I've been arrested. I've been in and out the juvenile system. I was in and out of 33rd at one point in time. So it was like, it gave me like a full spectrum view when I was finally ready to objectively look at my life and not just subjectively feel like I was just a victim of the system. Yeah. And so I reached a very pivotal point in my life where I realized like these things are just happening. Wait, my dad, he wasn't really around. It wasn't personal. Like these things happen. Like I'm watching it happen to me. I'm watching it happen to my homeboy. Like
it's hitting home. It's close to home.
Yeah. So now I'm starting to process things on a full, bigger picture level, which is really giving me the answers and being able to see what's going on and know what we need to do about it. And that's just how JaeSun was formed. Like at first I was gonna be JaeSun. Yeah. But then I found an artist on YouTube that was doing his thing. Shout out to him. And so I just went with my name and just changed it to a U. But it's like a lot of those cats with the shoot 'em up bang bang, I understand like they was like from off the porch early. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't off the porch right away. I never claimed to be like a gangster. Yeah. You know, I got in the streets, but that wasn't my core foundation. So shout out to my grandma for that. But so life just gave me the ability to be able to see things from this side, Yeah. I could talk to the bookworms. I could talk to the gangsters. Yeah. I could talk to the conscious quote unquote community. I grew up as a Christian. I could talk to my Christian family. You know, so I just been very fortunate that life, like the naturally, organically kind of just made me like a Renaissance man. And, you know, not understanding it from then, but now with the view that I have, the vantage point that I have, I see the vision and what I'm able to do, how I can create these universal messages and connect with, I connect with people from 7 to 60, like, and they tell me they love my music, and I'm like, wow, because coming out first as a quote unquote conscious artist, you know, who I don't glorify that type of thing. Yeah. If I talk to it, it's only for people to understand how it is and where we come from. So I didn't know how Orlando was going to accept me because some of my favorite artists is shoot 'em up and bang and bang, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They made their own path. Yeah. When we
turn up the pussy nigga every time we come on in the club. So
it's like a lot of those cats. It wasn't our path to do the suit and tie. It wasn't our path to go to college. It wasn't our path to listen to another man tell us when to clock in and clock out. Yeah. So I listened to those guys because those were like my motivation of being my own man. Yeah. But now I have friends that own businesses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That invest in that are millionaires that came from my neighborhood. So it's like there's more ways to be your own man. Yeah. And so I do my best to shine that light for whoever. Cause I got the gangsters coming up to me like, hey bro, I see what you're doing. Yeah. I really fuck with it. I'm like, damn, like for real? Like I wonder about that because that's where I'm from. Yeah, exactly. So a part of me wants to connect with them. Some people just say, you got to just go where you... And I'm like, I feel you, but like, I want to connect to that part of the streets because that's where I'm from.
Yeah, that's home. It feels a lot different when home receives you, where it's just like... Yeah. Again, like I keep saying, we watched you grow. So when you hear that, like even when you performed, well, it wasn't even your performance, and you low-key took a little of the spotlight. It was just like, oh damn, this nigga snapping over there. It ain't even his show. But just that moment, I was just like, damn, bro, I didn't even know you sang like that. Like, and you sat there like it was nothing. Oh, for real? Yeah, you know, I do a little something. Nigga, you just literally freestyle ad-libbed everything on a different song that you had no preparation for. No practice. It's just like, to see that, it's just like the growth where it's from, again, we're gonna get into Don't Lose Me bit now. This is the JaeSun I met. Like where honestly, like even before like we got cool, like I used to see your name pop up on Twitter and I'd be like, I'm not following this nigga, bro. I can't do it. And then after I was like, that's my nigga though. He is low key funny, a little messy, but he funny. Very. The man always does some shit, but he cool peoples. So question I have is like, was there a precise moment that you can pinpoint that made you transition from Don't Lose Me, Big Jason, to JaeSun Muzic, the artist? Or were they always the same person and it took an actual like life revelation for you to go like, I need to tap into this one?
So there is a moment where my entire life shifted. Like it's wild just thinking about it. So you know, I was in the club like as much as I could be in the club. I was drinking every night. Yeah. Like I was miserable, honestly. Yeah. So, you know, I used to come on Don't Lose Me, Big. I used to just stir the pot.
Yeah.
I used to just come on there. I'm pissed off. I'm finna piss everybody off. Let's go. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at the world. And they had no problem
with nobody.
Because I'm just feeling like the world failed me. Yeah. You know, I'm not holding myself accountable yet. But it reached a point where I was like working. I had got back in. No. I went to Lux. I went to Lux one night.
That was the whole stomping grounds.
And I walked around, and it was like not real.
Yeah.
Like I just seen people just dancing and you know, like this everybody was in character. At least that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. And everybody's putting on the show.
Yeah, it just looked like this just looked like it wasn't real.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I looked at myself and I was like, well, if I'm in here, what does that say about me?
Yeah, you one of them in a sense.
I'm telling you, I wasn't even in the club 10 minutes. Like, I walked in, it was so weird how it hit me. It was like everything was moving in slow motion. Like, I don't know how this happened, but
yeah.
I walked out and I was like, my dog Yoshi was like out at the door, you know, doing him. And I was like, bruh, I'm gone.
Yeah.
And I that Sunday I went to church. Like, because my grandma raised me to go to church.
Yeah.
But growing up, I left church early because it didn't make sense to me because I had so many questions.
You had to find your own.
But I'm like, I'm trying to fix my life, and where I'm from, when you want to fix your life, you go back to church.
Yeah.
So I end up going back to church and with a new mindset of I'm gonna really do this. Like I'm gonna do this like 100%.
That's what's up.
And that's when I started meeting a lot of men that were in their families. In their families and raising their kids and had their own businesses, and they were successful men. They were men of integrity and different things. And so that began to like really start shaping me into becoming like the man I always wanted to be. I didn't have that many I didn't really have like a male like mentor in my life growing up. Like I just didn't. You know, unfortunately this happens to a lot of boys, as we know. But that's where but it got to a point I was doing the church thing. I mean, I was tithing. I was coming on Saturday prayer at 7 in the morning. Shit. I was at the Sunday service. I was at the night service. I was at the concerts. I volunteered so much at my church, they started paying me every month because I was always volunteering. Yeah. And I was working, and I just reached a point where it was like I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. Yeah. I was working, I was, you know, I got my family with me, I'm going to church, and I was still coming back to these questions, like, and I was still not feeling like, I was feeling like something's missing. Yeah. And it came to a point where I was like struggling. I'm paying my tithes, I'm doing everything right, you know, but it's like somehow I'm still struggling.
Yeah, the dots ain't connecting still.
And my kids, they called me because they want to go to like Chuck E. Cheese. And I ain't have no money, bruh. And I cried, bruh. Yeah. I cried, bruh, because I had to try to tell them, oh, we gonna do it next time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep putting it off for them.
And I dropped to my knees and I was crying, bruh. And I was like, if it's a God, if it's real, like I need to know. Like I need to know. Like I'm done believing. Yeah. Like I need to know what's going on, because at this point in my life, I don't know what's going on. I'm doing everything I was told I'm supposed to be doing, and it's not working. Yeah. And it's like in that moment, I just took accountability for my life, and that it, like where I'm at in this moment is because of me, and where I'm gonna be is because of me, and that like really. I swear, I ended up right in this place where we at now, coming in exclusive cuts. Something happened with me and my other barber where I just ended up in here, and I ended up talking to the guys in here, and we just started having these conversations, open-minded conversations about this, about that, and just different questions I didn't know to ask. And I ended up getting a mentor at a funeral. Shout out to Mr. Baruti. who told me to question everything, and it was like JaeSun was just being formed, and I didn't even realize it. But it was that moment where I dropped on my knees and I admitted that I didn't know.
Yeah, you ain't had the answers for it.
I never wanted to ever admit. I wasn't raised to admit that I don't know nothing.
I feel you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
We could
like
be
that.
broke. We
Look,
could be.
I'm just like that,
We
so
could
I get
be.
it.
Our life could be so messy, and we would just act like we still know everything.
Because our line is always, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna make it work.
But I hit that moment where I realized I didn't know anything, and I felt like that opened a portal in my life where it's like, because you can't learn nothing if you don't. The only way you can learn is to admit you don't know.
Yeah.
So it was like it opened a portal in my life, and then I just started meeting all these different people and seeing the world totally different. And that's how JaeSun was really formed, where I started seeing things more of a wider view than just this narrow view that I had before of my life and my experiences.
Yeah.
I started seeing things on a grander scale, and that was the pivotal moment in my life, man. I was crying like a baby, man. Like I just was like, I don't know. I don't know anything. I have no idea what's going on. And that opened the floodgates for me.
Look, and that's deep because, like, again, especially coming from where we come from, like, even though I'm not originally from here, but I grew up in Pine Hills, grew up in Rosemont. Like, not everyone's going to be that vulnerable with themselves first. And that's what it takes first. Like, let me let myself know that, look, I'm honestly fucking up. Point blank, period. Like, hold accountability over it. And just to see the growth that comes from it, like, that shit is dope to me. Like, honestly, like 110%. Like, that's why I always support anytime, like I'll hear you say, like, oh, I'm about to do this or this, or I see a flyer like, damn, I gotta try to get out there. Like, I'm still mad I missed the one at the social, the first one at the social. I'm just like,
that was a major night.
Yeah. See, and I was trying to get out there too, but it was a Monday night, and I'm like, who the hell booked shit on a Monday night? But you know, that ain't up to me to determine.
Cocky, shout out to Cocky, shout out to Steve-O for having me, man. That was a big night.
I heard it was still a dope event all around, and I'm mad I missed it because those are all people I fuck with. These are all people I'm cool with.
It was magic, bro.
I bet. So, JaeSun Muzic.
Here.
Who are the inspirations behind the sound and the craft and all of that? Music, like in the industry. Not talking about your life at this point. Now we're talking about like the Andre 3000s of the world. I already know this one. Though,
yeah, so you know the
go ahead and throw that one out. Yeah, I already know. So get that one out the way. So male and female. Like, who are some artists that really helped you mold your sound and your artistry?
Outkast for sure. Goody, the Dungeon Family. You know, Outkast, Organized Noise, Goody Mob. I mean, you know, those people really. I mean, I can't explain. Like, they really, what they did with like Southern music and how expressive they were and how free they were to like look how they wanted to look.
Exactly.
And it was like they spoke directly to me.
And they wasn't gonna change their sound for nobody. Because
growing up in the hood, I kind of like didn't fit in.
Yeah.
You know, but just naturally, just because of the way I thought. But the Dungeon Family, Outkast, Goody Mob. Then you got Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Sade, India Ari. Like when that neo soul movement, it hit me, bruh. It just spoke to my soul. Like, I'm 14 years old with my head, you know, listening to Music Soul Child. I Just Want to Sing album, like
classic.
It's like, what is this, Ron? This is amazing.
I know y'all heard them runs though. The nigga be singing, and he don't let nobody know that he got this talent.
But I mean, you know, Trick Daddy. You know what I mean? Like in my Florida, you know, my Florida influences for sure. You know, Trick Daddy was a big one. But it was like 8 Ball and MJG. But then I listened to, like, I was on DMX. DMX and Busta Rhymes were my two favorite New York rappers. Eminem.
I'm glad DMX got some love, yo. He deserved all of it.
He's one of the greatest artists ever.
Exactly.
Ever.
Of all time.
Philosophical, emotional, projection, how he had multiple personalities. Earl Simmons, DMX. You know, there was nothing you could stop him from doing.
Yeah. And he was always going to do it at the highest level.
And so it was like people, and like Busta Rhymes with the clothes and with the technical skill. The way he can take one word and rhyme the whole 16.
Yeah.
I love that. Eminem with his technical skill. I was always such a big fan of Eminem because I feel like he's the artist that makes the English language do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so just different artists like that, Lupe Fiasco. You know, I always like to listen to artists that like make me think, that teach me something. Damian Marley. Damian Marley was a huge influence to me because his confidence and the way he delivered his music. And I used to try to walk like Damian Marley when I was like 17 because I just looked up to him so much.
Was that when you still had the dreads and all that too? No, see?
He was so sure of him. It was like his confidence couldn't be touched. Like he know who he is. And so it's like just artists like that. I just always like those artists that came with substance. But I think back then I was fortunate enough to grow up in an era where it was like everything was substance. Yeah. Even the Hot Boys, they had like it's a dirty world, but it still spin. Like, you know, No Limit. The ghetto got me crazy. Mama, won't you pray for your baby? Man. So I really feel like I grew up in a golden era of rap where everyone was unique. Like they were expressive. You know, nobody was trying to be nothing but themselves. Yeah. And like all of that, I take it and I listen to it and I just say, how can I make these people proud? How can I pay homage to these people? Because I literally would not be if it was not for them. You know, so those are like some of my major influences. I got some new cats that I listen to like Mick Jenkins and Rari, Isaiah Rashad. Of course, the whole TDE.
Isaiah Rashad got to drop this project.
I mean, the whole TDE. They're like, they're like the all-star, the Monstars. You know, there's nobody in that clique that ain't wavy. Yeah, exactly.
Top to bottom. Like, there's not anyone that's not able to carry a show by themselves.
I listen to a lot of girl groups. Saint Beauty, Bosco, Mina Rose.
You about to start putting a lot of people on right now.
Yeah, I like mainstream. I dig the mainstream, but I really listen to those like artists they not mainstream, but they're so artistic, they're so creative, and they're so amazing. Yeah, you know. So I really listen to those people more, and they really inspire me because they're always trying things. They're not just trying to do what has been proven to work. Yeah. You know, they're doing them. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of my influences coming up for sure.
So then I got a 2-part question here. So the first part is, so let's say like a Coachella type performance, right? And you got 4 artists to choose, and you're gonna open up for those artists. Who are those 4 artists gonna be? And keep in mind, this is gonna be, it doesn't necessarily have to be artists like you or whatever the case. It can be artists that you just want to learn from, or artists who just like, look, I just want to be right on the side of the stage rapping all your shit word for word. Like,
man, this is so tough.
I'm not gonna give you no easy questions.
That's green.
And we're gonna add all 4 of them artists. So we say anybody else you leave off, we're gonna let them feel the hurt right now.
Oh my gosh, this is not fair. Outkast count as one, right?
Nah.
They're only one artist.
Nah.
Outkast is a group.
Nah, it's Andre 3000.
You can't do that. Big Boy. No. They don't. No.
Because only one of them is considered arguably the greatest rapper of all time.
To the masses, but to me, if you are really a fan of lyricism, technical skill,
a Big Boy
philosophy, Big Boy is. There's a lot of artists in they know.
Yeah,
Big Boy is ridiculous, man.
He's respected in the industry.
Yeah, but Andre is more abstract and crossover, and Big Boy is like straight up rap. Yeah. Rap don't reach everybody.
Yeah, he just want to rap and go about.
But when you are the prototype, you know you're reaching everybody. Yeah. So, but I consider them both in the same regard. Like I would say my number 1 and 2 rappers are Big Boy and Andre.
All right, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you the cheat code and let you get them as one.
Okay, Outkast. All right, Erykah Badu. Oh my God,
the crowd gonna be high as shit. You bought her perfume, nigga.
Huh?
You bought her little cologne thing.
Oh, the pussy cologne.
Yeah, you know,
bruh. And we all know what Erykah Badu pussy do. It wake your ass up. That shit wake your shit up, boy.
See what we did the comment and
you be out here walking in the bitch.
I'm just saying.
A shout out to Erykah Badu. That's like my spiritual mama. You know what I'm saying? She give me so much game in the most simple way too. That's like real mastery. But bro, this is so tough.
Outkast, Erykah.
Bruh.
It's 2 more. It's all right.
Trick Daddy. Because Trick Daddy is really like...
Even after the little dance move with the arm shit on stage.
I don't know if I saw that.
Oh, man. He just performed... What was it, Man Nigga? When he was doing the little hump in the air dance and shit.
I mean, my dog, my dog that age, but he would forever be.
He lost his
He would forever be. But it's like... And when you say conscious artists, we would think of like Common and people like that.
Oh, no.
But Trick Daddy... This man was always he was always giving us an objective view of the streets. He was always like, he didn't necessarily glamorize things like I figure user, but you can't help it.
Yeah.
Being raised by was kind of hectic. That's conscious.
Yeah.
America.
That's true.
No way, not in America. So Trick Daddy to me is one of the most conscious artists that I've, and he was gangster. So I gotta have Trick on there, because when I'm gonna hit anybody want a motherfucking
you gonna turn up to that?
All right,
nigga. Yeah, you already know that's just gonna happen.
Man, this is tough. This is a sucky question, bro.
You got one more.
It sucks.
I don't like. One more? Okay, the second part gonna be even worse.
So I gotta bring in a young artist though, and I gotta bring in Mick Jenkins. If you ever heard of Mick Jenkins?
Mick Jenkins is dope.
Yeah, from Southside Chicago, and he's one of the coldest spitters in the game. His pen is, man.
I actually recently got put on to Mick Jenkins. And it's like I still haven't fully like dove into his catalog and all that, but
he just dropped a new one, The Circus. Go listen to The Circus. It's only 7 tracks long.
That might be what I got on my phone.
But Mick Jenkins, he really unlocked the level of me as well, because he had this song called Spread Love on his THC, the Healing Component album. And it was like the way it was like a positive track. But Mick Jenkins is very socially aware. Yeah. I'm gonna praise him because he's one of my favorite artists, and so I would have to have him up there. I would go just as crazy for him as I would go as crazy for Outkast when they came out.
Damn, that's big as shit. That's big as hell at that point.
Yeah, I try to put everybody onto him. Like I try to put everybody I can onto him, because he got to be heard, because he's just that good.
So it was Outkast, Erykah Badu, Trick Daddy, Mick Jenkins.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna flip it a little bit. Now you're the superstar. That question
sucks, bro.
I feel you, and it's gonna get worse. Cause now you the star, you the headliner. Now we got to take artists from your city, from Orlando, from home, and say, I don't even say I want you to open up with me, or open up for me, because the respect that I see that you have for a lot of these artists here is I know we all headliners. Yeah. So artists from Orlando. 4 artists. I was gonna give you 2. I'm gonna give you 4 now. If you got 4 artists from Orlando to headline the show with you.
Mookie, off rip, Mookie.
Okay.
That's my guy. Mookie is my guy.
Yeah. So that's off rip.
Moot Boy, for those that don't know, Moot Boy, man. Yeah. Shout out to Moot Boy.
They was roasting his ass recently, but he got through it.
Bro, they going on. Bro, it's cool. Yeah, Moot, he laughed at it. He laughed at it. It's Moot, bro. Moot done came up out the gutter. Smoke. Rayshawn Smoke Brown is one of my favorite artists. He's so emotional. He's so, he give you the streets. He give you the corporate. You know what I'm saying?
He in the streets didn't tell you how to save.
He went to college. He's from the streets. He got a master's degree. He's a well-rounded man. He's a successful man at a young age. He's very self-aware. And he's also my personal friend, but he was one of my favorite artists before he was my personal friend. Yeah. And so
hold on, before you even get to the rest of them, just to give insight on, like, for the people who haven't seen it, when Smoke was performing at the Social, like, one, he killed the shit, first and foremost.
That's my guy.
He slaughtered the stage.
Stupid drip. Stupid dumb drip.
Just his energy, the swag, all of that. Even though he personally was like, I'm gonna pick you out the crowd. Yeah. And it's your show now.
Show bay.
Like, look, he was on point. But then there was those moments where, like, he was hype, and you could tell, like, a lot of his verses, he rapping double speed.
He uses a lot of words.
So he gonna lose his breath. And there was one point, and that's when I was like, that's why this nigga still got a microphone in his hand, where he stopped rapping just to, like, let the crowd vibe. But yo ass never stopped rapping. You was on the microphone, word for word. And I'm sitting here like, I listen to a lot of Smoke, but I don't listen to that much damn Smoke. Where I feel like if he said, hey, DJ, turn that shit in reverse, you still know every word backwards, nigga. Like literally, like, when you say, like, you love this man's music, like, that is a full-on example of it, where it's just like, I know the words better than you do sometimes. And, like, I had none but respect for that. I was just like, But the only person I can say I know music like that is like Drake, Lil Wayne, and it's like, no, you my niggas, I'm gonna support you through and through. I'm gonna know your songs to the point where when you forget them, I'm feed you the lines for you to keep going.
I remember it was like Morgan and Tyria, and I don't know if you were there, but Smoke and Juju, when they dropped their Fried English, they had a release thing, and and they had a release, and they had a release,
Man, so
and they had a release. They had a release party. So I'm listening to the release party,
hold on, we can't talk. This the owner of the shop, so you know.
Yeah,
we gotta let him do his thing sometimes.
Yeah, but they had a release. I had never heard of them, but I saw how many people were there to support.
Yeah,
and so I went and I looked up their Fried English album, and I became a fan of their artistry and what their content. And then when Smoke came out, I just end up. And I listened to his stuff so much, and that wasn't even playing. Yeah. Like, we didn't rehearse, but we hung out that day. Like, we got dressed at his place, and he was just like, "Yo, if I run out of breath or whatever, just got my back." And I'm like, "Don't worry about it, bro. I got you."
Yeah.
So I didn't even know I was gonna be doing all that. What I did for him, it just kind of happened. Yeah. Like, it was just when those moments happen.
That's like, that was organic and shit the whole time, to the point where like we mentioned, when you started singing. Literally, I looked on stage. I'm trying to find out who the fuck was singing too.
Yeah,
and I saw him looking like, who the fuck it? Oh, okay. And then
he didn't even know I could sing. Exactly. That's what's funny. He don't even know I can rap. And I wanted to make sure to stay in the cut so that it can be all the shine on him. Show, yeah. But I know how important it is because I already have plans of having background. But that's a process. But being the fact that I could actually back him up in that moment, because it helps with your breath. Yeah. It helps to add another tone. I'm putting vocals behind his lyrics, and it took his show to another level. Yeah. And I mean, afterwards, we hung out, and it was just like, we became brothers. Like, we was already friends, but it was like we became brothers after that. Like, I got your back, bro, and I know he's got mine.
For sure.
So he would definitely be on there.
Yeah.
And that's just for his artistry alone, not even for our bond.
Yeah, just dope. Yeah.
But Mook Boy, Smoke, I gotta have Whoopie.
Yeah.
I gotta have Whoop.
We need pussy nigga in the
Cause Whoop
it has
is
to happen.
Whoop. See, Whoop is something magical, bruh. It's like he give you street politics and almost like a pop sound. Bro. Yeah. That's like, it's not many people can do that. Yeah. Like, it's still gangster music, but it's almost like pop music. Yeah. Like,
where everybody can understand it. Yeah.
Like, and it's like, y'all hear what Whoop doing?
Yeah.
And so it would have to be Whoop. Like, for where I know him and what he came up doing and going to prison and coming back home and getting signed to $1 million deal from coming out the gutter, always. But just, I'm a fan of his artistry as well. Yeah. And his story, because it's authentic to him. And I like the way he gives it.
Yeah.
Now, you sticking me in a because it's
a lot of people gonna see this. So a lot of people gonna hit you up like, why the fuck you ain't say me? So I ain't gonna lie, I'm throwing you in hot water. But that's what I do. Even when you listen on the podcast, I start trouble.
This is very tough because I'm just naming like rappers.
Okay, so you know what? How about I'm a like close the gap a little bit and say female artist.
In the O?
That has to be the last one. Your last spot got to go to a female artist.
Now, when I think of female artists in the O, see, there's a group, but nobody know about them. So I'm trying to name somebody
give them some love then.
Who people know.
You can give them the love and then still throw out the next person there.
Okay.
So who's the group here?
So there's a group, and they are 3 of the coldest women on the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating. And they're called the Oak Tribe. And the Oak stands for Our Ancestors Knew. You know what I'm saying? And that consists of Maya the Magi, Callie the Messenger, and Alexa. And they're just this collective. And what's crazy is that all 3 of them can sing, and all 3 of them can rap. Like, no lie, they will rap people under the table.
Like on some freestyle shit, or just like
they write it down.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Cool. Like in like Kali, she makes beats, she produces it, she engineers it. Like Maya plays the piano. Like Alexa spits these cold raps, and she can just bust out in a note. She got some combat boots on with a skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like they're so cold. Yeah. But they're working on their stuff. So you know what I mean? A lot of people may not know about them. But
so let's make them the opener then. And the last one you still got.
Facts. Right. 100%. And
That's a lot of artists out here now. I mean, so you got Moot Boy, you got Smoke, you got Whoop.
I gotta go. You ever heard of Fresco?
Oh yeah, Fresco Mr. Soul.
So I gotta go Fresco. I gotta go Fresco Mr. Soul because Fresco spit the coldest bars, and then he gon' woo.
Yeah, exactly. And the crazy thing, he did the artist showcase that Fufu and Mello through. Shout out to Fufu and Mello, and he opened up for everybody. And when I say, boy, he set the bar high because he started rapping. I was like, I know this nigga to be a singer though, but he out rapped most of the people there, and he wound up getting 5th place. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know, but I didn't see everybody. I wound up leaving early, but
Fresco got bars,
dope,
and his vocals are. It's I mean, his song "Confidence," Fresco Mr. Soul, "Confidence" is one of the best songs to come out of Orlando.
Yeah,
it's positive. It's like an organic track. It's a fun track. I mean, you could play it at the family reunion. You could play it at the baby shower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's clean. It's motivational, and Fresco would have to be on there. My first song that I recorded a video for, and that I recorded right now. I called him and I said, "Bruh, I gotta have you on this song," and we cried on the phone together because I've been supporting him and been a fan of him, watching him grind so hard in the city.
Yeah,
and then for me to start doing my own thing, he don't know how much of an inspiration he was to me. I seen that man do whatever it takes to be to perform here, to be there. If he had to catch the bus, if he had to walk home, if he had to get a ride, he was going to go, and people were going to know who Fresco is. And so it would have to be Fresco for sure. Yeah,
I'm glad he getting his love now because, like I said, like I recently found out about him, like, and it was mainly through you because you were kind of like, "Yo, Fresco's dope," and you would post like maybe his videos or something like that. And like I said, when I saw him at the artist showcase, I was like, "Oh shit, Fresco here!" Like, he liable to take this whole shit over at this point.
The man can dance. He can draw.
I know he can dance.
Like, bro, he can do everything. He's such a he's a true definition of a creative.
That's what's up.
And he don't even be pulling out the dance moves.
Look, because he didn't at the showcase.
But the boy's nasty. Like, the boy can do it all. He can do it all. So yeah, we gotta go Mookie, Whoop, Oak Tribe, Fresco. Who else did I say? I don't even know.
Smoke.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
for sure.
Gonna play a game first before we really put you on the spot. It's called Song Association. I'm sure you've heard of it before. Literally, all of this, I'm gonna give you a random word. We're only gonna go to 3. So success rate. I mean, you fuck one word up, you almost failed now. So give you 3 words, one at a time, of course. You get 10 seconds to come up with a song with the word. Now this is an already established song, not you freestyling. If I gave you the word can, you can start singing "Can We Talk" by Tevin Campbell.
Okay.
Something like that, okay. Like, and it could be rap, it could be R&B, it could be pop, it can be motherfucking reggaeton if you can speak the shit.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
you know, you ready?
Let's go.
Alright. First word. And I'm keeping fingers up here so you can see now. First word is gonna be take. Take.
This song is "Take on Me."
Okay.
Take on me.
You went to the white classic. Okay, I can rock with that. All right, so the next song. So you 1 for 1 right now.
It can be any genre, right?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay,
Yeah. As long as it's a real song, and then motherfuckers will get you caught up. Now I'm like, hey, that's bullshit ass song you were singing.
All right.
Next word is hot. H-O-T.
I like them hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop. Eating, I love to come and they know how to pop.
That was too easy. All right, so you 2 for 2. The last word is if. I-F.
If I rule the world.
Okay, so I thought you were going to start singing "If I Were a Boy." You know.
Damn, that's a good one, though.
Yeah, look, that's the first thing that came to my mind. So he got the 3.
Damn, that song put that. But you know what? It's like all the data you have in your head.
It's gone.
When you put bruh.
Because you're looking at the
when you put on the spot, it's like wipe.
Look, my phone has over 10,000 songs on Apple Music. And when I play this game, I'm like, shit, the word is what, baby?
So I said, take me there. I want to go there. I couldn't went there. You know? Okay, but I passed though.
You did. You good.
Yeah, I'm on.
So right now,
yes, sir.
First episode, you in the lead. Like eventually, we're gonna start adding more words to it.
I'm ready. I'm always ready for that. I love it.
So are you ready for this? Are you ready to give the people some bars? you know, even if it's a quick 16, you know, just
are the people ready for these bars?
the people waiting on you at this point.
They might be a little out there.
And that's all right. Look, you got to open them up the same way you got opened up.
So this is something I recently wrote and recorded with my dog. Shout out to Pernell.
Pernell Meat.
Pernell Meat. Yeah, he hit me up, man, to link up. And we went to the Melrose Center in the Orlando downtown library, and we recorded it. But
that's what's up.
This song's called Fly With Me, Come and Fly With Me. But my verse is metaphysics and hieroglyphics. Magnetic rifts transport the spirit and transform the timid. Prolific and soul shifting, the concrete roses grow different in the belly of the beast. Propelling through rebelling forever, repping the streets. Recipes for the alkaline state of mind. Transcend space and time. Dark days help me embrace the shine. Never chase, just create space. Pupils dilate in a meditative state. Electric veggies on my plate, aroma marinate. Let's vibrate at 5:28. Set a date to celebrate that we find ourselves as we lose our way. Grooving with every move I make. Lunar views mixed with indigo hues. Infused moves that behoove the ways in unity. No bad news today. It's Confusion J. Yeah,
See,
that's
that
the
shit
thing.
was fire. And I'm not even gonna lie, like even as you were going, I was like, damn, that shit dope as fuck. But I gotta listen to this shit all over again because it's a lot of.
Yeah.
Look, you know, most people once the words get over like 7 letters, they be like, look, all right, so we're gonna have to rewind that bit.
I like it. It's intricate.
Oh yeah, definitely. And again, it's just a dope showcase of your wordplay, just the vocabulary and all that. But I mean, before we close out, definitely want to give you an opportunity to shout them out, or shout yourself out actually. Your social media handles. Where can we find your music? What's next?
So I'm actually putting together my first project. I know some people like they waiting on it. It's coming. It's a process, y'all. Thank you. Like Lil Wayne say, sorry for the wait. Thank you for being patient with me. But you can reach me on YouTube, IG, Facebook, music page. I'm trying to think. Where else? It's JaeSun Muzic. JaeSun Muzic. That's JaeSun Muzic. And I just want to say thank you so much, Can We Talk, for having me. It's an honor that y'all brought me in here.
You know, episode 1 right here.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't take that light.
Yeah,
I don't take that light. We've been rocking for a long time, just to seeing y'all progression.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all
Appreciate
evolution, how we all just coming into our own and doing and out here really doing what we want to do, getting in our purpose and things like that. It's inspiring, and y'all help me write my songs because I look to people like y'all, you know what I'm saying, that motivate me. So thank you so much for having me, bro.
Definitely appreciate that.
Anytime y'all need me, all you gotta do is hit me up. I'm here.
Oh yeah, it's easy work. I also want to give a shout out, Exclusive Cuts Barbershop. Of course, this is where we located right now, where we're shooting this all out. This is where we get this exclusive ass wine and liquor that don't nobody know about.
4353 Edgewater Drive.
I ain't know the address, I ain't gonna lie.
Come get it. Get whatever you want in your head. This Devin Smith can put it in your head. You want I-4 logistics. This man can put it in your head. I'm serious. Bring your kids. Come through. Exclusive Cuts.
Facts. And then with us, of course, we Can We Talk Music. That's on Instagram, Facebook. Twitter is Can We Talk Music 1. Whole different situation. We're on all streaming platforms. Apple Music, iHeart, Google Music, Spotify, etc., etc. Go and give us a look. We out.
Yes, sir.